est pas ici.
Hey.
Okay, hi.
Hey, we were just sort of hypnotized by that new trailer. How cool is that? Come on. Seriously. The most annoying thing about doing stuff like that is the fact that we can't talk about it beforehand.
And I want to shout out Capcom.sys on
Yeah.
Reddit that absolutely knew exactly what was going on.
There's a few people who mentioned stuff, but it's very funny because he specifically called it out and he got downvoted so much. So yeah.
And I was like, oh baby, I want to hold you, I'm so sorry.
There you go.
Anyways.
So welcome everybody to another exciting episode. Actually, this one is gonna be a very
Zool?
Okay, I'll take it. To episode 69 of our Twitch stream. It's been a while.
We didn't change the title again.
Shit balls.
Ever again.
Okay. Can you
Yeah, I'll do that.
do that? Okay, thank you very much. So, welcome one and all. Thank you, Bjorn, for helping us again with your magical, technological powers. Mods, hello and welcome. We have a bunch of mods. We have Clyde and Murph, and we have Sassy and Suggestive and Sujan with us today. Thank you for joining us. Oh yes, thank you to AK Racing for sending us these sweet chairs. Now I feel like a real Twitch streamer. Now I need a stylish hat or something
Yes.
to be a real
You know,
Twitch
like a
streamer.
cap or something.
Yeah.
With a crown on it. What?
Huh?
What?
Okay, so let's talk about the the subject that's on everybody's minds right now, the Fall Masquerade.
Yes. Well, we're new to doing this whole event thing. We're trying stuff.
Yeah, that's it. So this one was obviously not as spectacular as the previous ones, but we're refining the recipe. It'll get
Yeah.
better. However, as you may
October
have
event.
noticed, the October
gonna be
event is going to
freaking
be
amazing.
really, really cool. But the good thing is that we still slipped in a little something in the patch
Yeah.
for celebrations and to thank people, because really people still made a valiant effort trying to do that. It was a little out of reach, and that's fine. The cosplay contest, there's some like batshit crazy stuff that was done for the cosplay contest. The winners will be announced on the 18th, so that's next week. The same thing, it's through Alienware, so you will be able to see that on their website.
Yes.
We already voted internally, so I know who the winner is, and I'm very excited because that was some very sweet stuff that was done. Free-to-play weekend.
Well, yes, we do have an image with all the dates and everything for all the platforms.
Yeah.
So on Steam is already it's already going. Xbox starting today, PS4 starting tomorrow. So well,
all through the weekend, most until the 17th, if not until the 18th if you're on PS4.
exactly.
And so that's the right moment to get all your silly friends who haven't jumped on the Dead by Daylight wagon yet and get them to try it out and get vigorously murdered, because it's not going to go well for them.
Exactly.
First few games are usually harsh.
I did not survive before I was 25 hours in the game.
Really?
Yes, really. And
Okay.
I did at the beginning told my friend, you know what? It's frustrating. I don't want to play. And they convinced me to continue playing. Let's say I'm pretty happy about their
There you
pressure. Soft bans. We started soft banning some people. There is a bug with the soft ban, but it is a visual bug. If that happens, it says that you are banned until 1970. Obviously, that is not true. So you restart Steam and the game, and you should be
Well, it is
alright.
technically accurate because the bug actually says that you will be banned until 1970. So technically, you're done with that.
But yeah, but this is the only little problem that we got with this. For the rest, everything is working, and we started doing it.
There you go. Patch notes. We want to talk a little bit about some of the changes. I think you have made some notes.
Maybe
Okay.
Dave would be
Okay, we'll get Dave to
for
talk
that.
about it after that. Then we'll go through the patch notes. There is quite a lot of stuff. The most exciting thing, that's not true. There are many, many exciting things, but one of the things that I think you should be quite proud of yourself for fighting for.
Which
It's a
one?
very, very
Is it
small
the ping indicator?
ping. Exactly.
The ping indicator.
So yeah, as you may have noticed, since the patch, there is now a ping indicator. The fuck?
This phone.
How does that happen?
All right, so this.
Wow, that was Siri opening Twitch for me and watching someone else.
So there is a ton of changes to perks. There is a ton of bug fixes. Nurse players, finally the the killer shack is not bugged anymore.
Yeah.
There is also the very annoying hair bug where you could see people from super far away. That is fixed. Yay!
Yeah.
There is a couple of other things, but that's in the patch, and I think I'm gonna let you guys jump on content and everything. That is gonna be it for me today.
All right.
No roadmap, no bugs, no everything. We're
'Cause you know what?
concentrating on something else today.
Yeah, Leatherface is.
We have better news than that.
Thank you very much.
Bye bye. I'll join you guys on chat.
Perfect. And next on the show, please have a seat. Oh, what the hell is this?
I don't know. Looks cool.
That was there.
The mysterious symbol.
Hello. It's
All
so
right.
bright.
That was useful though.
I need sunglasses.
Hey, Dave.
Hello.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about the patch notes, or should we jump right into our main event?
It's like you want.
Yeah, okay.
I don't mind. Okay. Well, we can talk about some of the balance changes. I think they're pretty interesting. Without going into details, because there's a lot, go check
Yeah.
the patch notes if you want the details.
Killer speed got changed. That's
yeah,
gonna be a big one.
A lot of different base mechanic changes for the killer in terms of speed. So breaking pallets, going through vaults. Also changes speed for survivors going through vaults. So the guys have checked the economic of a chase and tweaked this specific movement, which was quite annoying and could be complicated for the killer. So this is a buff to the killer in chases to be able to get to survivors much quicker. Survivor also have their crouch speed that has been increased.
Yes.
So you should
Yeah,
be able
that
to
was
use that.
there was a lot of very intense conversations in the design pit for a while there.
Yeah, we live in a pit.
With people saying, yeah, we should make the crouch speed much faster, and people are like, well, nobody's gonna walk anywhere then, because if it's pretty much the same, and it got pretty heated, but in the end, I think Stefan won with his.
Yeah, it's great like that. A couple of changes to items, specifically on the med kit. So the base med kit will now be able to heal one state fully.
The shitty med kit is now.
is actually usable
Yeah.
to heal yourself, which is interesting. A couple of buffs to perks, urban evasion, speed has
Yeah.
changed, so it goes with the crouch speed, obviously.
Slippery meat. I like
Yeah,
that.
slippery meat. Yeah, you will have more chances to escape the hook with this perk. Again, for detail, go check it out. And some changes for Survivor also on perks that are, debuff really is the borrowed time has been changed a little bit.
Yep.
So you'll have less time. It's going to be less efficient to use that perk.
It's still gonna be a ridiculously strong perk,
Of course.
but slightly less annoying.
And self-care has changed a bit too.
Yep.
I won't go into details, I think.
All right.
But, you can
No,
get...
let's get to the meat of the thing.
There's a lot of other perk changes,
Yeah.
but you can go check it out in the patch note. And worst case, next week we can have Stefan talk into details about all the change and the ones that are coming for next patches.
Yeah. Good. Okay, so there's a few questions about Leatherface. So let's start with the spotlight. So you probably already played it, or you already have some of the information, but let's play it anyway.
Some killers act from a desire to exert their will over others. Some to satisfy carnal urges, or even to quiet the voices in their heads. Leatherface does as he's told. His family loves him, and that is all that matters. Outsiders are a threat, and threats need to be dealt with. He is now in a place that is familiar but hard to understand, but he instinctively knows what he has to do. Outsiders will come, and he will use his skills to overcome them. There will be screaming, but he will make the world quiet again, until the only sound remaining is the blessed howl of the saw. Leatherface's power is called Bubba's Chainsaw, an incredibly powerful and heavy chainsaw which sank its teeth into countless victims, a suiting birthday gift to the cannibal. Leatherface comes with 3 perks. The first one is Knockout. The trauma caused by your brutal attacks makes crying for help painfully difficult. Dying survivors' auras are not revealed to other survivors when they are standing outside of a certain range. The second perk is called Barbecue and Chili. A deep bond with the entity unlocks potential in one's aura reading ability. After hooking a survivor, all other survivors' auras are revealed to you for a few seconds, as long as they are far away from the hook. It grants 100% bonus blood points on any scoring event while a survivor is on the hook. The third perk is called Franklin's Demise. Your vicious attacks make the survivors drop their items on impact. The lost item is damaged in the fall, losing a percentage of its base amount of charges. Leatherface kills because he's scared. Scared that his family will be displeased with him. Scared that their shared desire to eat human flesh will be discovered. Leatherface is available now.
Right. I'm excited about this one. I like it a lot.
Yeah, me too.
To answer a few of the questions, it's not out on console right now. It's just on PC. It will come to console. I don't have the exact moment, but it's gonna be quick because we are now on par on everything right now. So there. Let's talk a little bit more about the perks that we put in.
Yeah.
Those are, I think that those are some of the best perks we've done for killers in a while. Not that we do bad perks, but these are pretty good.
They're pretty fun. And then the power, I guess?
Sure.
Okay. So, let's start with Knockout. You just seen in the spotlight what it is, but let's go in detail. So, Knockout is...
Ooh, look.
What? What's going on? Oh, the icon, yeah.
That's fancy.
I'm not used to this Twitch anymore. I don't know that the icon appears there. It's great.
You can
I
touch it.
like it, yeah. Touch it. Okay, sorry. So, Knockout, when you hit, when you hit the survivor and they have an item, they will lose that item. No, Knockout's not a one. That's Franklin's Demise. Sorry.
Yeah.
Knockout is when you put them, you drop them to down state. You won't see, well, the other survivor won't see the outline of that survivor when they're out of a specific range.
It's a reverse deer stalker.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's actually one of my favorite right now to use or to have against me as a survivor, because when you hear the scream of someone getting hit to the down state, you have no clue where the killer is exactly. You just hear the scream, you don't see the outline. It's pretty freaky. So the ranges for the different level are 32 meters, 24 meters, and 16 meters. So when the survivors are out of that range, they don't see the outline of dying survivors. Second one, Barbecue and Chili.
Yeah.
So this one is actually pretty useful. When you hook a survivor for 4 seconds, you will see the auras of the other survivor.
Yeah.
So 4 seconds is actually quite some time. You have time to...
and you only see their auras if they're far from the hook.
Yeah, exactly. So ranges also changes depending on the level the perk is. 52 meters, 46 meters, and 40 meters. So they have to be pretty far away, but it's a good incentive to go straight to another victim. Also, equipping that perk while somebody is on the hook, you have 100% bonus blood points to everything you do. So go do some stuff.
So yeah, you just make sure that there's always someone on the hook.
Yeah.
Then you can do.
Franklin's Demise, like I said at the
That
beginning.
is my favorite.
Yeah,
That is
right.
my favorite by far.
So you hit a survivor. If that survivor has an item, he will drop that item. And depending on the level of your perk, some charges will be taken away from that item. So it's 0%, 5%, and 10%.
Oh.
So if a repair kit falls on the ground or a med kit, some charges will be taken away. So if that survivor wants to come back around and get that item again, you will have gain an extra advantage over them.
Does empathy counter the reverse Deerstalker perk?
That's a question for. I think it does, but
So
I'm not
with
sure.
empathy,
Yes.
you still see people.
With empathy, you still see people.
Yeah.
Yes, pretty sure, 90% sure. Stefan
It's a
should
tough
be
one.
able to say it. To say the
Yeah, so
response.
if Stefan can scream at someone somewhere, and then probably Bucket will answer it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, how did you... Okay, someone was asking how did we secure it. Oh yeah, we wanted to talk a little bit about... oh no, I'm getting way ahead. So let's talk about the power.
Okay. Yeah.
So a lot of people obviously are saying this is the hillbilly. I'm like, no, it's not the hillbilly.
No, it's not the hillbilly.
Obviously, it's a little inspired. I mean, the Leatherface is an inspiration for our game. We'll talk about this a little bit after, but the power, how is it different?
Right. So of course we wanted the power to be different than the hillbilly. Wanted to offer something new to react to, and something that's more on brand to this character. So we can't see Leatherface running at very great speed with a chainsaw.
No, he's a lumbering
it's not that
weirdo.
guy. And he has a limp, so it can happen.
Yeah.
So the chainsaw ability with Leatherface is that you have full control over your chainsaw. So you rev it up, and when you let go of your charge, you're ready to go. You go into an attack mode where you do a wide angle attack with your chainsaw, and you can turn freely. There's no restriction over your movement, and you gain a little bit of a speed increase.
A little bit.
Yeah. So that killer would put more pressure on chases, obviously, and because it's a chainsaw, just like the hillbilly, one hit from the chainsaw is going to down a survivor. So that's how it's different. So
it is very hard. If you're trying to use the same sort of 360 juking techniques that you usually use with this killer, you're going to get killed.
yes.
He's got a range in front of him where murder happens.
Other similarity with the hillbilly, you will be able to break pallets just like the hillbilly does with your chainsaw.
Big difference.
yeah.
If you hit someone, you keep swinging.
Hitting, yes. So if there's a group, you chop the group,
Yeah.
which is
That's a
pretty
big
satisfying.
one.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, so McLean answered empathy trumps knockout.
Ah, yeah.
There you go. Does Bond counter the new perk knockdown? Most likely, yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that all survivors outline perks.
It
will,
removes the normal vision.
Yeah, exactly.
If the item is almost broken and then you're hit, will the item just break? Yes. If it runs out of charge, it's done.
It's out.
So if you're keeping your purple flashlight at 99 to keep
Just
it
to
for
get
next
out,
game,
you
and
might
you get
lose it.
hit, you might lose it.
Yes.
Does Leatherface walk faster than other killers?
Nope.
So his basic walk is the same as
Yeah.
the regular walking killers. Okay. With Soul Survivor equipped, does the 36 meter of the barbecue and chili perk increase or decrease? Huh?
If they stack, yeah, I'm not sure, seriously, to be honest. I don't have all the details of
Okay.
how the perks merge. So maybe McLean will be able to give us the information through the chat, and we'll be able to relay.
So Franklin's demise affects the items on the base charges, not on the remaining charges. So if you had 10% left of the whole item and you get hit and you lose 10%, you lose everything that you had left. There you go. That's what's fun with that perk.
Any other question on Leatherface?
There's probably going to be a few. We'll let them flow in slowly. In the meantime, let's talk about...
What?
No, it's saying Soul Survivor. I don't know what
With
he
an icon.
means by that. Okay, now I want to talk about the influence of Leatherface and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre on Dead by Daylight. I mean, we've mentioned in the past quite a few times that a lot of the 70s and 80s horror movies have had an impact on us, obviously. And Leatherface is one of them, but very, very specifically to Dead by Daylight, the hook was inspired by that very classic scene in there. We do have a clip to show that scene.
Dude, that's terrifying.
That's so fucking
It's
awesome.
terrifying.
But yeah, it is an iconic scene. And it was funny because at the very beginning of the project, we were talking about doing meat hooks maybe, or cages, or whatever the hell, so that we could put people somewhere for them to wait until rescue, just purely game mechanic. And some people were saying if you put them on a meat hook, there's no way in hell they could get out by themselves, or there's no way if they managed to get off that they could walk it off. And we'd point to that scene saying, yeah, she manages to wiggle off and leave and do some other
And walk it
stuff. But yeah, as you can see, it's exactly the inspiration for that.
And that's why we often call them meat hook, even though
they're hooks, but they're meat hooks.
I remember actually in part of the prototype where the room was actually a meat room, right? They had all sort of meat hanging around.
It's true.
Yeah.
And it's our moment to give a little bit of a tribute to the people who brought this. Obviously, Toby Hooper, who left us not very long ago, who was part of bringing this ridiculously revolutionary way of telling a horror story. Thank you. Whatever you're slicing up right now. Obviously, he was doing that with other very talented people, but we're very happy that we were able to bring that historical character to our game.
Yeah, legendary.
I mean, it is. It's what, 30-some years old now? The same with Halloween. I mean, we've always said if we were to bring characters into our game, they needed to be sort of a perfect fit, or at least an easily explained presence in our world. And obviously Leatherface was, he was waiting in line in front of the studio for a while.
Super happy to have him in the universe, yeah, that's for sure.
What else did I have on my menu as far as we talked about the perks. We talked about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Oh yeah, there's a very unnoticed thing that happened with the patch also. There's a new map.
Yeah.
There's a new map in there for everybody, because obviously the maps are always free for everyone, and it is not tied to Leatherface.
No,
but we thought it was a good moment to slip it in there.
So just to be super clear, yeah, the Leatherface DLC is a standalone killer. It's just about Leatherface. It's not a chapter like we usually release.
Yeah.
So don't be surprised. No survivor. No map attached to Leatherface. But like Matt said, we did release a map today, and we're going back to Backwater Swamp, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. And in the same sense that when we did Bill, we just did a survivor.
Yeah.
This time it's paid, but it's the same principle. We had a very strong character. We wanted to put him in, and he was unattached to anybody else. And the great thing, like Stefan was saying earlier, about anything new that we bring, even though you don't buy the killer because you're not interested, because you don't play killer, because you don't want to give us money, I don't know. You still will get that killer in your games. You still get to have an enriched experience. Absolutely. Because of other people playing that killer against you, and it's going to be awesome. Mm-hmm. So yeah, the new map. Let's talk about it a little bit. It's called
It's called the Grim Pantry.
That's
So-
colorful.
Yeah, it's is it a coincidence that we also have cannibals in our game that are not Leatherface and not Leatherface family, but
Well, you know, the hag was a little was known to nibble on people's bits.
yeah, and before she became the hag, she was a prisoner of a gang of cannibals.
Yeah.
And that's where they live in Backwater Swamp.
So you can show the first image.
So the Grim Pantry is exactly what the name say. It's where they keep people.
So that's all the bottom of that building there, where you just put us, Bjorn. Thank you very much.
So all that bottom part that would have been half in water before they drained the swamp was where they kept people hanging. So they would kind of
Bloated people.
Yeah, they would kind of marinate, I guess, in that
Yeah.
swamp water so that they could eat them bits by bits.
Maybe they didn't have all their teeth, so they wanted to have really
Like a
soft,
mushy-
mushy people.
Maybe.
I don't know. Okay, but so that's the Grim Pantry. The next image of that. Okay, so that's another view of the underside. So there's gonna be a lot of gameplay happening under that bit, and it's gonna make for some good
Absolutely.
chases.
So it is a smaller swamp map, and the gameplay is centralized around that building. And there's also another landmark in there, a secondary building that can be visited and played. Well, visited. I'm gonna visit. I'm gonna visit the Grim Pantry. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Oh, so McLean is saying I forgot that the year 2000s again. 1974 was 43 years ago.
Yeah,
I should know
40
because
years, man.
I'm old.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, Grim Pantry is.
This is a very interesting image in that it is not correct.
Yeah, it
There are
changed,
some
it changed
very
a bit.
small changes to the building. If you can spot them, you win a.
Donut point.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
that's cool.
That's a thing.
Okay.
Yeah, next image, I guess.
Yeah, you have another image. Okay, that's the same thing. Isn't there a fourth image? Yeah. Okay, there's a fourth image. Okay, that's the secondary building, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But really, where this map is really interesting is in the basement of these buildings. So the
Yeah.
first layer. It's it can get really confusing in there. It's a good place to try to lose a killer. So yeah, that's it.
Oh, someone is
Grim
asking, does barbecue and chili stack with multiple survivors on hooks?
No.
No. It's 100%
As long as there's
as
one.
long as there's one survivor on
Yeah.
hooks. Okay.
Yeah, but every time you put someone on the hook, though, you get the 4 seconds to see the outlines of the others. The range doesn't change, and the bonus and points doesn't change. Anything else?
Dave, will we ever learn more about the Doctor's Project Awakening outfit?
Yeah, that's the black outfit. Well, Project Awakening is part of his lore, so you definitely know about it. That's what he was working on at Lyra's memorial.
Was that on Montreal here?
Yeah, that place. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not exactly, but heavily inspired on.
Yeah.
So will we get more lore about these characters? I hope so.
Yeah, we will. In the
I hope so.
upcoming TV show?
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope so. We'll talk. Maybe I'll write a novel. No, I shouldn't. It's gonna be horrible.
Anything else?
Especially if you look at my choice of fan art.
Oh yeah.
Well, we didn't get to that yet, but don't worry, we will. Someone is asking why. Okay, no, that's the same. Oh, what are the chances that the nurse was tested on this map and her powers actually work on it?
It was.
It is.
Of course,
tested.
it is tested.
And we probably didn't find every single issue, but yes, we tested the nurse on that map.
Mm-hmm.
So, good chances. What else we got? The new map we talked about. Oh, I had some stats. I have some stats. So, Julien, our stats person, I asked him this morning, I'm like, hey, do you know any interesting stats about the game? He's like, yeah, okay. So he put a little something together. Let's look at it quickly. Today it's about items, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, survivors go in games carrying these items. So a lot of them go in games, more than 50% go in games with nothing in their hands. Lots of toolkits, lots of medkits, a few flashlights.
Purple flashlights.
Yeah. And very few keys and maps.
Yeah, big surprise.
Yeah. I will tell him these are not very surprising stats. And that's the number of add-ons that are used. Very interesting. If you're using add-ons, most of the time you just shove all of them in.
What I'd like to know, if Julien is watching, or we'll tell him
Yeah.
afterwards, for next week maybe, is the relation with escaping and what you enter with.
Yes.
That would be
Yes.
interesting.
And enter with and then leave with. So yeah, okay. Well, what other things did we have in store for people? Oh, I have this stuff. Okay. Well, I mean, I'm excited, but I kind of want to just go back to my desk and start playing with Leatherface to try it out. So go read the patch notes. There are pages and pages of the stuff. We fixed so many bugs. Obviously, I'm sure people will start screaming all the bugs that we didn't fix yet, but there are quite a lot of fixed bugs.
It's a big patch. It's a big patch.
The ping indicator, it's about time. Very, very, very cool that we have that in now. Lots of balancing that will make the game, I think, a little tighter and a little more interesting. And yeah.
No, and about these balance, especially we've been talking about that a couple of weeks in a row about killer speed and killer action and making these tighter so that as a killer you have a better experience and it goes faster. We're still actively working on it. So there's a lot in this patch. You'll already see a big difference if you're playing killer, that's for sure. But more is coming.
Yeah, okay, so the question about the charity case. So the charity case is not discounted in the current heavy sale. By the way, if you didn't know, well, you probably don't because you don't need to buy the game right now, but the game and all of its DLC are 50% off on Steam right now, so go get it. However, obviously Leatherface is not discounted, and the charity case is not discounted for the simple reason that it's for charity. So there's no reason why we would want to give them less money.
No.
We can't give details on how much money was collected for charity, just because I mean it's our publishers, Starbreeze. They have they have legal reasons, and they also need any financial information needs to be distributed by them in very, very strict ways, which is absolutely fine. Hopefully they'll have a statement at some point. Let's just say that we've raised quite a lot of money for charity, and we're very happy about it.
Yeah, happy and proud. Seriously,
it's really, really cool.
Yeah.
So there. Will the ping indicator be on the console version when we get this patch? I believe so.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but I believe so. I don't see why it shouldn't be.
It should be the same.
The consoles have pings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, they do.
They do.
They can ping. Okay. Do I have anything else in there? Oh, who did that? Someone removed from the agenda from the web.
Oh no.
I will have to have a talk. I don't know. Probably not. I don't think you fiddled with it. Okay, so let's go to the amazing stuff I found on the web this week, and that made me happy. The first one is from Ask the Hook Hanger. Wonderful depiction of our friendly huntress. Thank you. Aviator Head created this cute as buttons.
I have to say this is becoming a trend. Survivors as animal, and I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. I approve. Then we have Diana D. I'm not.
What?
I'm not sure why this love story.
Hillbilly is usually Claudette. I'm just saying.
Hey,
It's
you
good,
know,
though.
love happens in mysterious ways, and you have to just accept it.
Okay.
It's love. Then we have Girl Bart. I always like a good Nia effort. It's really cool. Thank you. Then Killer Senpai, please no more. I have to give a shout out to that Wraith cosplayer for probably spending, you know, a lot of time in the gym to sculpt that Wraith body. Great work. Then we have Tall, Dead, and Handsome. This, I don't know how to describe it. How would you describe this? I like it, but I don't know. It's very, David King is very, very domineering. He is taking over everything. I'm okay with that. And then we have TN Toons, who graced us with this. He's a very burly David King. And I didn't know.
Dead by Daylight, the only Twitch, the only dev stream that will show everything.
Yep. There is no. Well, it is a mature audience. It's such a mature audience. Very mature. Anyway, can you stop showing us this kind of. No, we can't. Sorry.
Illegal stuff.
Legally, we are not allowed to not show it. So there. Well, that's it, really. The only thing left is for you to get Leatherface if you don't have it, but you probably have it already if you're watching this anyway. Go play it, murder people, run around, have fun, and yeah, I got nothing else.
No.
Word of the day, be nice and take the time to sleep well.
Yeah, you do that.
Yeah, I need to do that. I think I might just go and do that right now. Other than that, yeah, that's it. Have fun, and we love you.